good people. We in the building. I'm just talking y'all in. Before we pop off with this topic, just setting everything up, letting y'all know I'm here. Alright, y'all? Alright. Peace. What's happening, good people? This gift here for Pay Us No Mind. And today we are talking about the ban on TikTok becoming official. Yes, I mean, kind of official. We'll get into that in a minute. But y'all know how this go. I run my mouth about the topic at hand for the first 15, 20 minutes or whatever have you. Then we get into the live chat, take questions, read comments, all of that good stuff. You know, if you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that. Click the bell icon, all of that good stuff. Also, I just want to announce that I have like a mini course. You guys know I've always kind of avoided doing courses, but I just started doing like mini audio courses or just audio series where I just share a stream of thoughts on a topic. And this topic is lead generation. And lead generation is effectively the process of finding people who have an interest in your music and gaining their contact information and following up. So it's basically a business structure. And I wanted to talk about it and break it down for artists because a lot of artists are struggling with it, especially with like things like this TikTok news, which we'll get into. All right, so there is a link to that in the description box. It is something that is exclusive to members. So you could join to gain access to that. There's going to be a whole bunch of other small mini courses that I'm going to be posting up to the membership as well as the Substack. Y'all could join us on there too. Now, let me check the system, make sure we're good to go. Then we're going to dive into the live chat or dive into the topic rather and get it popping. All right, y'all? All right. Let me see what's up. What up, what up, what up? What up, what up, what up? All right. Yeah, man. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, man. So TikTok. And it's TikTok ban. How many of y'all really think that this is just about protecting kids and protecting citizens? Like, do we really believe that is what is the motivation behind this TikTok ban? You know, now, first off, I want to say this. It's technically not a ban yet, anyway. It's technically not a ban yet. So what it is they're giving TikTok a year to sell to an American company, to have whatever ties they have to China divested and disconnected and sell to an American company like maybe like Oracle or something like that, and get rid of what they feel like are foreign spies and things of that nature. That's what they're saying. Sell, and you have a year to sell, and if you don't sell within a year, then we're going to have you banned. We're going to make sure the iOS App Store restricts you. We're going to make sure that the Android App Store restricts you. And we're going to make it illegal for any American company to have you in their App Store. And that effectively would be a ban for TikTok, because nobody would be able to have it on their phone without, like, I think with Apple, you know, if you do like basically you install an app on your phone outside of the App Store, I think it kind of like it voids your warranty or something to that effect. It voids your warranty. So this would be a ban on TikTok if they don't sell. But by forcing them to sell is kind of a ban anyway. You know, that's like somebody telling you, hey man, sell your company or we're going to restrict it. It's like, dude, it's my company, you know? So right now, what TikTok plans to do is go to court. They're going to try to sue them, and they're going to try to say, hey, this is a violation of free speech. Now, good luck there with trying to say that it's a violation of free speech. I don't think that is what this is. And additionally, I don't know how that's going to fly with like a foreign territory trying to claim free speech. Now, the thing that I'm looking at with this whole TikTok thing, outside of just like the ramifications on music and its impact on music, it's like, why? Why is TikTok being banned? It's being banned because this is an election year, if we're being honest and real with the reasoning. The reason is this is an election year and they don't have control over it. These are old people in government who can't figure out how to dictate what's happening on that platform. And then the foreign territory aspect of it comes in play. With, hey man, China has access to all this information. They can kind of like manipulate things on this platform and have or influence this election through influencers on this platform by showing people stuff that supports a candidate that they want to get elected. They could alter that feed to show more favorable content for Donald Trump, or more favorable content for Robert Kennedy, or something to that effect. Like, they could do it if they wanted to and influence voters. So they look at that and they say, oh man, these guys have too much power. They have too much power. They can meddle in our elections. We've been here before with Facebook and Cambridge Analytica. Let's do something about this ahead of time rather than let the election roll around and then you get a result you don't want and then you boo-hooing and being like, oh, well, now we got to do something where it's reactionary. So they're taking a precautionary step. But still, I mean, giving them a year, I guess they hoping that they sell within a year, because a year is a long time, you know? So, I mean, that aspect of it is crazy, but I guess they want the money, you know, they want the company to stay in the U.S. because they want the money. So it's like, all right, well, sell to a U.S. company. That way we keep the money, we keep the jobs, right? Because that's another important thing, the jobs that they provide to people in the U.S., the employees and things of that nature. So that might be why they gave them a year cushion, because they don't want to lose the value that they bring to the company in regards of jobs and whatever else is going on, you know. But that's my take on it. That's what I feel like is at the root of it. I feel like the election is at the root of it, and not being in control over the process with the election. That's what I feel like is at the bottom of this. Now, when it comes to impact, it's like, yeah, I mean, to some effect, TikTok is right in their assessment where they say, hey man, you have a whole lot of businesses that are now dependent on us and a whole lot of influencers and people. It's like, good or bad with that, it's true. You do have people who are running their businesses through that platform, people who don't have a career outside of that platform. Like, they are influencers, and that is the place where they influence people on TikTok. Now, that leads me to like the course that I have on lead generation, because it's all about control over the audience. So people who exist on these platforms, they put up TikTok content and they build an audience on TikTok, and they just keep making TikToks. And that audience follows them because they enjoy their TikToks. So now TikTok gets banned. What does that person do? They don't have that audience's emails, or they don't have those people's emails. They don't have their phone numbers. They can't say nothing to those people. So once TikTok is gone, their whole business is gone. All their influence is gone, because people were just like, hey, when I'm on TikTok, I see you and I don't mind that, and I find you entertaining in this space. But if this space don't exist no more, then poof, you don't exist no more. And that, to me, is where everybody has to kind of like wake up and recognize that they cannot be reliant on these platforms, because we can look at some of these influencers that are reliant on TikTok and not recognize how reliant we are on things like Spotify and Apple Music and YouTube and things of that nature. Like, for a lot of artists, man, you know, they're not marketing to get fans and build up any kind of like value in their brand or anything like that. Everything is just totally geared toward generating streams. That's it. Just getting streams. How do I get more streams? All of these different promo campaigns and strategies to get more streams, and then they get streams. But if Spotify tweaks their algorithm, or some new rule restricts Spotify, then it's like, okay, now what? The streams are worthless. The platform is worthless. What do you do now? You know? And then it's like, okay, well, that's where having a fan base comes in, and having people you can contact comes in, you know? So it's like, with a platform like Spotify, you get all of these listeners in there, and it is a great lead generation system, you know? And lead generation is basically a lead. Matter of fact, let's rewind it. What is a lead? And this is something that I'll talk about in the lead acquisition thing. What is a lead? A lead is somebody that has an interest in your product or service. So you guys do music. So people who are like Spotify users are leads, because they're people in the market for money. People listening to Apple Music are leads. People who shop at iTunes Music Store are leads. These are all people who have an interest in what you have to offer. Now, they do not know you exist, and that's where something like Spotify can help. So they put you on algorithmic playlists that allows you to expose your brand to these people and make them warm leads, which is like, okay, well, now the next step is following up and turning those warm leads into hot leads. And that's the breakdown with a platform like Spotify, because they don't give you access to that audience. So you go and you do playlists and you do all of these campaigns and you drive all of this traffic to Spotify. And then when things ain't swinging your way there, they make a rule. They say, hey, we're not going to pay you for these streams. We're going to not pay you for those streams. You say, damn, I got to get out of here. They're not paying me enough. But now it's like, hey, to leave means you leave behind your audience. And we've been here already. We've been here with MySpace, and we've been here with SoundCloud. I had an artist reach out to me when SoundCloud started going downhill because of all of the copyright strikes that they was giving people and the releases that they was removing and things of that nature. And he's like, hey, I got this audience on SoundCloud. What do I do? And it's like, well, there's nothing you can do. All you can do is hope that those people look for you wherever they go, because you don't have the ability to send them a message or nothing to that effect. All you can do is hope they find you. And that's not a position that you want to be in, you know? So what I say is this: everybody needs to recognize the point of these platforms, like understand their goal. And this is my rule for social media. Follow the money. It's a rule for a lot of things. But when you follow the money and you understand how these platforms make money, then you understand how you got to move on these platforms. So it's like with Spotify and social media in general, from Facebook to Twitter to YouTube, all of them, they make their money by showing ads. And the longer users stay on their platform, the more ads they get to show them. The more ads they get to show them, the more money they make. So they do not want people to leave their platforms. It's like Hotel California. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave, right? They want people to stay and stick around. So you, if you're a musician, you're on YouTube. You want people to go from YouTube to Spotify, or you want people to go from Facebook to Spotify or Apple Music or iTunes or something to that effect. Go and buy your music. You want people to hear your music on Spotify and maybe go to your web store, go to social media and follow you. But those things are counterproductive to the bottom line of those platforms, because if you're taking users off of their platform, then that means those users are not there to consume ads where they can make revenue. So if you, let's say, long distance traveler or anybody in the chat room puts up a song on YouTube and that song is super effective, like people hear it, and what they want to do when they hear it is run to iTunes and buy it. So let's say 80% of the people that hear the song on YouTube run to iTunes and buy it. Do you think that YouTube is going to allow that video to be one of the most popular videos on its platform? Hell no. If people aren't coming there actively seeking it out, YouTube is going to bury that video. Why? Because it's driving traffic off of YouTube, and that's not what they want. So if your videos and your content is effective at doing what you want it to do, which is get people to a store or something like that where they buy something, then the platforms almost view you as an enemy, and they're going to suppress your content and try to make sure as few people see it as possible, because it doesn't suit their purpose and it doesn't suit their bottom line. What they want is for somebody to come into their platform, look at your content, then go and look at more content and look at more content and look at more content. And that is the stuff that they're gonna prop up. So that's why when you see social media channels and stuff like that, and the people who are popular on these things, it's the people who dedicate themselves to the platform, where they have some type of, like with the comedians, they have skits, you know, that they're not just like, they don't just like put up one skit and then say, hey, go buy tickets to my show or something like that. They put up one skit and they just have a series of skits on TikTok or on Instagram or whatever have you, to where you could go to their feed and just watch stuff for hours, you know, and they keep feeding the beats, keep posting more stories, more posts, more stories, more posts, giving people a reason to just keep coming back and sticking around and watching stuff, and then hope that at some point you might poke around and find your way to like their bio link and find your way to a ticket or something to that effect. But these platforms don't want people to leave. So you got to understand that. And you got to understand that you have to find a way to extract your audience from these platforms and say, okay, well, maybe email messaging, or maybe if I could figure out a way to get them to join my mailing list or something to that effect. And that is why I put together this mini course on lead generation. It is about how to acquire leads, how to basically upsell those leads and nurture those leads and all of those different types of things, man. And in fact, I say leads, but it's effectively people with an interest in your music, you know, and being able to follow up with those folks. But yeah, this TikTok news is wild, but this is just a heads up with all of these social media platforms and how they navigate, you know, because even going back to TikTok and their focus, right? So it's like, we know not TikTok, but Spotify. We know that Spotify made that announcement to where they say, hey, we're going to start not paying royalties for songs with fewer than 1,000 streams annually. And everybody gets in an uproar about that. Well, on top of that, Spotify, for those that don't know, bundle together audiobooks and music. This is their new thing. Bundling audiobooks with music. You pay $10, you gain access to audiobooks and music. And now they're saying by bundling audio with music, they are subject to a new kind of royalty payment, because everybody that bundles services gets to pay lower publishing royalties. So they're saying that because they're bundling in audiobooks, they can now pay lower mechanical royalties. So they are comparing them bundling in audiobooks with Amazon Prime, and the way that they bundle Prime Video with Prime Music and two-day shipping and things of that nature. They're saying that it's no different than Prime bundling all of their services together. So now they want to slash the mechanical royalties that they pay to artists. So in addition to not paying for 1,000 streams of each song, they also are now trying to slash the mechanical royalties that they pay to artists. So effectively, when you kind of like look at this and see what's happening, Spotify doesn't want to pay artists. And they are every day trying to figure out savvier ways to not pay you. So you got to figure out how to get your audience off of that platform. And there are ways. And like I said, again, I talk about those ways in the course. But you got to wrap your head around that, man, and start accessing some of these tools that are out here to extract your audience. Like there is a tool that I came across, something called Forever Fan, you know, and I should pull that up too, matter of fact. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I could pull it up. And we could take a look at it together, you know, good company, right? Pardon me as I pull this up. Yeah, yo. Get it together. Gotta get it together. Yeah, man. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, man, but this stuff is wild. But artists have to focus in and start to look at, okay, well, how can I gain access to my fans? And how can I build something with my fan base, you know, outside of these platforms that are here already? Yeah, man. All right, so I'm gonna put the link to it. I'm gonna put the link to it right here before I show it. So this is the link to Forever Fan, y'all. Put it in the chat, and I'll put it in and pin it, being that we're gonna talk about them. Pin it. Hey, you so fine, you so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey. All right, I put it as a, can I put it as a chat? Yeah. All right, it's there. I'll put it later. Yeah, man. So let me check this. Hold on. Safari. There we go. Yeah, so this is this Forever Fan platform, you know? So you look here and they say, grow your fan base the smart way. The easiest way to find new fans, increase your streams, build an audience that converts to tickets and merch sales, and ultimately grow your revenue. Now, they say grow your fan base, but I don't look at this as a platform to grow your fan base, because it's not like an advertising platform. They're not gonna like promote your music through playlists or nothing like that. This is lead acquisition. So what happens here is what they provide is tools for you to be able to gain access to your audience. So it's like they have this bio link, but these things collect not only emails, but phone numbers. So you could collect phone numbers and emails. And what I like about it in particular is that when people give their phone numbers or emails, you have the ability to redirect them to a link. And what that allows you to do is to gate access to things where you can reward people for giving that information. Because remember, this is what you call, it's an ask. If you are saying, because I see a lot of people trying to get people's phone numbers and they just like text me. And it's like, yo, dude, I'm not texting you. That's not happening. So the reality of the situation is you want to give something away in exchange for it. So it always has to be like, text to enter this raffle, or text for your opportunity to win a free prize, or text to gain access to this exclusive link or something to that effect. And that is something that you could do here, as well as utilizing this for pre-saves. And they have this forever save thing where once somebody pre-saves, the release automatically gets added to their libraries every time. Like every time there's a new pre-save, the release gets added and they don't have to do it again. So those are things that I could see this working for. The only drawback that I see that I would like for them to add is autoresponders, where when somebody joins your mobile mailing list or joins your email list, they automatically get a notice that says, thank you for joining, here's what you can expect. So there is an immediate reaction. But this is definitely a great tool that artists can use to start extracting their audience on these platforms. And, we get into why, like I said again, man, in the course that I break down, when I dive into all of this stuff. But yeah, I'm going to stop running my mouth, shout people out that are in the chat room, take questions if you have more comments, or if y'all want me to take a look at something, some product or service or whatever have you, I'll take a look at that too. All right, but let me see what y'all talking about in here. Guess who in the building? I want to pop some tags. Yo, if you in the building, tap in so I can shout you out, because that's just cool, man. That's just what we do here. Long distance traveler, man. It's been a while. Good to see you in the building. Clap it up for the brother, young distance traveler, man. Supportive guy, man. Great guy. Keep your head up out there, man. Martina or Martian Z, blessing. Let's have class. Word up. That's what we're here to do. DPM Network Music Distribution. My guy, yes. We got some stuff on deck, man. We got some stuff coming with DPM soon, man. Y'all look out for that. NRG, what up? Orion, what's good, my guy? Darian, the street poet. Max Corey. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm going to start reading what y'all talking about. Peace. Hey, Gift, how are you? What up, man? Yes. Yeah, man. Jerry NRG says, yeah, I stopped rocking with Spotify a long time ago. I mean, listen, yo, I don't know if y'all peeped it, but Apple Music was trolling Spotify, man. Like, I had shared it to my YouTube shorts. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, yo, but see, we ain't the only ones that are aware of what they're doing and feeding into it, man. And what I saw with Apple Music was an ad too. It wasn't just like a post or nothing like that. It was a full-blown Facebook ad that they ran. So this was it. Yeah. This was a whole ad on Facebook. You see the sponsored is cut off there. But this ad from Apple Music, they was like, we pay artists for every stream. Like, with us knowing what Spotify is doing, we understand what they meant by this, you know? Like, we understand what this is about. So they're effectively saying to artists, we see, you know, and the reality of the situation is, yo, man, artists should respond by directing more people to Spotify than Apple Music and driving traffic there. They pay you more. You know, also, there is the ability for you to tap in with, There is the ability for you to join their affiliate program to where when people click your links to go to Apple Music, if they sign up and create an Apple Music free trial, you get a kickback. If they buy anything in the iTunes store, from a song to a book to a movie, you get a kickback. So then you could make money just from driving traffic to Apple Music. So it's a better place to be sending people than Spotify in the first place. You know, I know a lot of people just rock with Spotify because of the algorithm and the possibility of triggering the algorithm and getting all of these streams. But I mean, listen, man, for a lot of artists, man, that's like a somewhat of a pipe dream. But yeah, man, let's see what's up, man. Yeah, man. Hold on. All right. Max Corey said, don't be afraid to share more. Don't gotta always keep it brief. Yeah, I mean, listen, man. You know, I save a lot of stuff for just like my stream of thoughts. So it's like, yo, with this new series that I'm doing, man, with this with the membership tier, because I get a lot of thoughts, but at the same time, I have a lot of kids. And that's just keeping it funky with y'all. I got 6 kids here, man, running around, making a lot of noise, one daddy time, all of this other stuff, a wife, you know, so it'd be difficult to like jump up and get in front of a camera and sit here and go through this whole process and, you know, set up things. So it'd be easier for me to just record audio, right? Just jump on the mic and just be like, yo, here's what I'm thinking about stuff. Here's the outline for this, that, and the third, and almost do like consultations, you know, over audio, like I'm talking to an artist and things of that nature, and put that up. It's easier for me to do that than all of this. So I was like, all right, cool, man. Well, I got all of this information, all of this knowledge that I want to share. I know when I post it to YouTube, and this is why I'm not posting it to YouTube straight up, it's because it's not the most popular content, because a lot of artists just aren't thinking on this kind of level. You know, most artists are just happy with Spotify streams and, you know, just hoping for the best with things. You know, when you get into the way that social media works and where the money is, and when you're talking about like investing in music, not just from the standpoint of like investing in your career, but I'm talking about investing in music like as an asset, where you're like buying parts of catalogs and profiting from it and things of that nature, as well as getting into lead generation and retention and things like link tagging for attribution, things of that nature. Those aren't popular things. And when you post them, the way that these algorithms work is if people don't respond, if most people don't respond, like if the click-through rates aren't high, then they bury it. And then the people who want to see it don't get to see it because the people who they showed it to didn't respond. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to post it in general, because it just harms the channel and it results in nobody seeing anything, because ultimately YouTube says, hey, people aren't watching them no more. And I mean, they've already been kicking my teeth in, but you know, it gets worse, right? So I was like, all right, well, I'll just reserve it for the people who value it enough, you know, and leave it there. So that's where I started doing things, man. Word, yo. Yeah, man. Max Corey said, I don't know if you did already, but are you able to do breakdown on 1 RPM? I covered 1 RPM a while ago. I haven't covered them recently, mainly because they're now invite only. So it's like, I mean, if you want me to cover an invite-only platform, I can, but I tend to steer clear of invite-only platforms because it's invite-only. It's not like you could just go there and be like, hey, I want to sign up. You know, you need to get, somebody has to link you to it, you know, and say, hey, you know, let them join. So, I mean, that's the thing with them. They're no longer just taking, like basically just charging you a percentage of your royalties to use them. Now it's invite only. Last I checked anyway. Dorian, the street poet, said, thanks for all the information you put out, man. You're very much needed in the community. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that, man. You know? Orion says, so we get more videos if you join your PUNM group. Yeah, man. I mean, on the membership, because I gotta put up the Substack too. The Substack is up, but I gotta put a link to it up. So it's like, as for most of y'all, maybe y'all know, maybe I don't know, but with YouTube memberships, they mark it up 30% or they charge 30%. So it's like the App Store. iOS takes 30% of every app you pay to use on an iPhone. So when you subscribe to Spotify on an iPhone, they're charging Spotify 30% of whatever you're paying them. So in response, everybody has to mark up the price of their subscriptions in iOS to compensate for the 30% that they're taking from them, which is the same thing I'm gonna have to do with the membership on YouTube. But I can charge a standard rate on Substack. But for those that feel more comfortable with YouTube, they can subscribe to YouTube, you know, pay a little bit more, but they stay where it's comfortable and where they know things or where they're familiar with things and access everything on YouTube. And for those that don't mind going to another platform and doing something different, they can go join Substack for a cheaper rate. So after this stream, I'm gonna go set up on Substack. It's, you know, the Substack channel is there, but maybe you can find it Substack/PayUsNoMind. So you could go there, join Substack, and then I'll start posting everything there, and you will have the option of watching it on YouTube or the option of watching it on Substack. And Substack integrates with Spotify as well, to where basically it would be classified as a podcast on Spotify, but it would be exclusive to members. So that's something that Spotify allows with podcasts that they don't with music. So if you're a music artist, you can only have your music on Spotify available to stream. But if you're a podcaster, you can say only people who are paid members of my community can access this podcast and nobody else can stream it. But members have the ability to, like, you know, offline playback, everything, you know, the advantage of not having to have storage on their phone. So those are the way that everything kind of like works with that. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So I'm gonna get on up out of here, man. I got my kids. They complaining, right? They want to play Fortnite. Yo, you know how long it took me to remember the name of that game? I kept calling it Bite Dance for like mad long. I kept being like, you want to play Bite Dance, man? Bite Dance. He's like, Bite Dance? What's that? I'm like, yeah, okay. You know, Fortnite. So that's where they at with it, man. When it bottleneck your internet service. But yeah, man, I'm going to get on up out of here. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. As always, there's a link to the series in the description box. I'm gonna post it anyway. It's pinned. It's a oh no, it's not. It's not pinned there. But it's a link to it in the description box. I'm gonna post the link to Substack in the description box as well. You know, as always, if y'all want to hit me up, y'all can at Instagram. At Instagram, right? At PayUsNoMind on Instagram. At PayUsNoMind on Twitter. PayUsNoMind@gmail.com. This is Gift signing off. Pay us no mind. Peace, good people. One.